If there's one thing that guitar players love to do, is to take the same old tired riffs and play them over and over and over again. Today we're going to take a look at the top 5 of those types of guitar tropes and see if we can mangle them up just a little bit to make them a little more cool and a little more fresh. We're going to begin the list with one of the tropiest tropes of all time. It's probably been played more times than McDonald's burgers have been served. Okay, so what you saw here in the trope version, and I'm playing everything in this example over the same backing track in E minor, is that thing that's kind of started with Johnny B Goode, where you play the bend on the 3rd string and then as time passed, people were starting to throw the pinky in to get that more complex. And what I wanted to do with this one was make it just a little bit different. And so what we did was employ the diminished 5th, the blues note, if you will, in that scale, which in this case is the B flat. So this B moves down to a B flat. And you really can't do the whole 3-string thing there if you're going to do that. So I just turned it into kind of a tremolo picking thing where I did played that note twice and then did the pull-off. And then after a few of them, I just moved the 1st finger back to... And you heard the effect there over the backing track. It kind of takes it into a different place and is a little bit more fresh, unexpected, and cool. Let's look at number 2. So this next lick is the box of fries to that big old burger. And this is a lick, or a style of lick that's been used so many times. The Allman Brothers come to mind, Mark Knopfler on Sultans of Swing, and there's a couple variations of it. You can do this thing where you play 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat them. In the example we're about to show here, I do it as a 3-note pattern. Let's roll that and we'll come back and talk about it. And so what I did to make this one fresh, and what I'm going to do a couple times through the examples here, is just to move up to what would be the harmony of it and employ wider intervals. So if we're in E minor and we're doing these 4 notes, or these 3 notes, excuse me, the harmony for that is to move up to the position here where I'm on the 15th fret, and it's the 17th, 15th, 19th. So, and if I did the other type of riff where I had 4 notes, so just by employing the harmony and using the wider intervals there, it still works in the key, but it has a bit more of a fresh sound. Let's move on to example number 3. For this next one, we're going to employ the same wider interval up a 3rd type of technique to something that's more of a full run. Let's take a listen. So you see here, this one was built off of that very commonly used run, this pentatonic run. And we did the same thing we did in the last trope, where we pull off from what is the harmony position. And for the first couple of strings, it's just a harmony, and then I just work off of the 1 string. So it's this part in here that gives it its kind of fresher, newer quality, and it's really just the same idea as the last trope fix applied to a different kind of run. Let's move on to number 4. Now this one starts with wide intervals already, and this is kind of a Shredder's 101 type of lick. This very common one to play as a legato or partially picked pattern when you're trying to play something very quick. And what we're going to do is break it up by utilizing math. Let's take a look. Okay, and you see what I did there when we got to that part was instead of just playing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sextuplets, I wanted to break it, keep it in 4/4, but break it up in a weird mathematical pattern, which was 5 and 3. So you still have 8 notes in that case instead of the 6, but you end up with something that fits in a 4/4 pattern with an odd division of notes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. And the faster you play something like this, the more odd it starts to sound. And it can give people that kind of trippy quality, and it takes it into a fresher, cooler place. Let's look at the last one now. And so this last one is more than just a lick. It's an entire concept of using open pull-offs. And this concept is such a certified pre-owned trope that even Milli Vanilli wouldn't touch it. So we're going to take your basic kind of Iron Maiden wasted years pull-off thing and make it fresh by using my right hand almost like a capo. We're still doing a tropey pull-off kind of thing, but we're using the right hand as a capo, and that's kind of fresh and new. Let's take a look. Right, so you saw what I did there. I just had a basic, but I took this finger and played the first string and moved it through the scale. And so the idea of switching the position of your hands and turning this into like a movable capo makes this whole thing just a little bit more new and fresh, and in this case, even more flashy. So there you have 5 quick ways to take overused licks and turn them into something just slightly more fresh and different. I hope you can see the kind of thinking that I have there and maybe find your own ways to take things that you're already good at playing and make it not really hard to play something different, but sound newer and fresher. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I get back to everybody as soon as I can. Until next time, guys, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.